Body people, where are you? You are here. You are here. Honorable constituency. Okay. His constituency. Okay.
Do in the name of Almighty God swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Let's Swaman District, please have a seat. Please introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Noah Ampon, Finance Officer.
I'm Vincent Banye, District Coordinating Director.
My name is Vasco Obuo, District Chief Executive.
Please speak into the mic.
Nagai Emmanuel, Social Welfare and Community Development.
Charles Tetewono, District Engineer.
Okay, your infraction. The first one starts on paragraph 603, and Honorable Stabasen there will take care of that one. Yeah, 603 is unsupported. 603 is unsupported payment.
Thank you, Chairman. 603. I mean, this infraction was seen across a number of districts, but I think this relates to Swaman. I think the right pronunciation is Swaman, is it? Okay, whatever. The infraction is about 5 payment vouchers. Totaling 19,880 Ghana cedis. The auditors found out that you could not support this payment. 5 different PVs. 5 different PVs. No supporting documents. Now, as a result of that, the auditors are recommending that the directors and the finance officer, the coordinating directors and the finance officer involved should be jointly held liable for the refund of the said amount, and the one that relates to your district, it's 19,880 Ghana cedis. First, how come that you could not provide the necessary documentation to support these payments at the time that the auditors were on ground? And what is the situation now? The recommendation has already been settled, but we'd like to hear from you.
Honorable Chair, at the time of the audit, there were issues of misfiling. So some of those documents could not be traced at the time. But currently, those documents, supporting documents, have been made available and have been verified.
Respectfully, this is, you know, the source of funds that was used for this is IGF, internally generated funds. How could it be that supporting documents for this will be misfiled at the time that the auditors were on the ground, and what did it take to retrieve them now? You may want to educate the whole world on this, because it's becoming an issue that is pervasive across a number of districts that have appeared before this committee. You may want to speak to that.
Honorable Chair, at the records unit, they were having issues. They were having problems on file management. Some training have been given to them. But that's one problem that we had. But that has been solved. They have problem with file management, but it's been resolved.
Well, the issue is, I think by the recommendation, you came prepared that by the end of this session, you will pay the amount, because that's the recommendation, and I don't think that I have any power to reverse it. My chairman would make a pronouncement on that. But we are happy, or I am happy to hear that you say the situation is corrected now, you've improved, and it won't be repeated. But at least the time frame that this was committed and the recommendation thereof is that yourself and then the coordinating director should be held responsible for paying this amount. Thank you very much.
Honorable Chair, if I may plead, this is one problem that it was an administrative problem, but that problem has been solved. We are giving them the necessary training to make sure that the documents are handled very well, so that information needed can be retrieved within a short period, so that there will be timeliness in the actions or our performance. So I want to plead that once that administrative problem has been solved, I plead that once we have submitted documents, I plead this honorable committee to pardon it.
At the assembly, you see, at the assembly, you don't do construction, you don't weed, you don't sweep. All that you do is to maintain paperwork. That is all you do at the assembly is paperwork. That is all you do at the assembly is paperwork. Even if it's construction, paperwork. But it looks like the paperwork too, we can't do it at the assembly. Everybody comes in with the excuse, oh, the rat took the invoices. And
Chair, I want to find out. Chair, I want to find out from them whether they have electronic system like scanning the document and save. Do you have anything like that?
Honorable Chair, Currently, we have an electronic system where all documents are scanned and documented.
You wait, let's go on, and I'll make a pronouncement. You wait, let's go on, and I'll make a pronouncement on these things. You seem to have quite a lot of infractions. Let's go to the next one. It's on paragraph 622, and Honorable Akwesi Ajiman, Akwesi Kunedu will handle that one.
Chairman, Akwesi Ajiman was my uncle and the former mayor of Kumasi. So you are indeed in the same realm. But Chairman, this has to do with the power of the assembly to be able to collect revenue. In that once you do your bylaws and your fee fixing, it needs to be gazetted so that it gives you that power for you to be able to collect. The auditors observed that you do not do that, so you actually don't have the power to be able to collect those revenue. What is the status of your bylaws and your fee fixing now?
Honorable Chair, the bylaws were not gazetted, but this year plans are far advanced to get it approved. That is the fee fixing. The Gazette, there are some few issues that we want to include to make it more comprehensive. So it is our wish to look at it. I want the Justice and Security Subcommittee to look at it to ensure its comprehensiveness, and subsequently we'll forward it to Executive and then to General Assembly for final approval, and we'll forward it to RCC for their concurrent approval.
Let me ask. When you gazette these fee fixing and you do a review of them, can't you revoke the first one that you did and then gazette the new one that the Assembly or the General Assembly approves? Can't you be doing that? Because if you are telling me you are waiting to have a comprehensive fee fixing structure before you go through the process of gazetting, are you charging or collecting fees from the inhabitants of the municipal? Are you collecting fees at the moment? And on what basis and what power are you collecting those fees?
Honorable Chair, we are planning to hold our second ordinary meeting early July, the first week of July, to look at review of our action plan and composite budget. And one of the issues we want to add is the approval of the Gazette, the draft bylaws.
How much does it cost to gazette? How much does it cost to gazette the bylaws and the fixing? How much does it cost?
It has been, it has been the number of pages. It is based on the number of pages. And as of last year, a page was around 367 Ghana cedis and 367 Ghana cedis. But it depends on whether it's a municipal or metropolitan, a district or metropolitan. It's a district. It is in the range of between 20,000. It is in the range of between 20,000 and 25,000. Considering the number of pages. Chairman,
it's my view that you put. Chairman, it's my view that you put things in place and do that before someone goes about challenging your authority and power of collecting revenue in their district. Because once it's not gazetted, you don't have that power to do that. So kindly go through the process and make sure. Because otherwise, when you raise fees for people, they will decline payment because it's not gazetted. So kindly go through the process and do that such that you don't have issues of legality around it.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
time did you say that you were going to get? What time did you say that you were going to get this and done?
Honorable Chair, I said the first week. Honorable Chair, I said the first week of July.
Listen.
We'll do the approval. We'll send it to RCC.
Listen.
And then we'll send it to RCC.
Why July?
I've forwarded it to the PRCC to look at it.
Why July? Why couldn't it be done earlier? Why couldn't it be done earlier?
Honorable. Okay, Chief, Honorable. We wanted to use one stone to kill many birds.
Let me tell you, somebody is going to garnish your account. All that the person will have to do is buy a goat. The goat will walk around there. Assembly will go and catch the goat. You don't have any basis to catch that goat. And just because of a goat, there will be garnishment on your account.
Honorable Chair, we are going to have our first ordinary meeting on Friday. We will see if the committee can work day and night and ensure that the this is completed, so that we'll add it to the agenda.
Master, you are not serious. I mean, that's what I would say. You are not serious.
You said you will see. You said you will see. That is coming to you. But this is money that is coming to you. So it's not a matter of you will see. Please work hard to make sure you are able to produce that draft document on Friday once the assembly meets. You talk about it, push it to the next stage, and please, because time is money.
Honorable Chair, I'll ensure that the document is completed.
Thank you.
For the discussion by the General Assembly.
Thank you.
Your next infraction is on. Okay, your next infraction is on paragraph 639. Failure to account for fuel purchased.
Where are the documents? Where are the documents? Was there an election for? Was there an election for? $19,000.
Honorable Chair, if I can listen to the question again. Honorable Chair, if I can listen to the question again.
Your infraction is basically cost of fuel purchase. Your infraction is basically cost of fuel purchase. You have purchased a fuel totaling 19,000 and 11 Ghana cedis 0.93. You didn't account for it.
Honorable Chair, the entries have now been made in the logbook and have been submitted for verification.
When the auditors came, were you part of the entrance meeting? When they are coming to do the work, they will have meeting with you. When they are coming to do the work, they will have meeting with you. Were you part?
Honorable Chair, I assumed duty in January this year.
Whether you assume duty in January this year, you accept liabilities and then asset. So when you would, who hand back?
Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair, the one Emmanuel Fiabo, who is currently in Jerapa.
No handing over notes. No handing over notes.
Honorable Chair, there was handing over notes. Honorable Chair, there was handing over notes.
And these issues were not these issues did not reflect in handing over notes.
No, it wasn't.
So the exit meeting with the auditors. Were you part of that exit meeting?
Honorable Chair.
No, Honorable Chair. He wasn't. No, Honorable Chair. He wasn't part of the.
Who among you? The four of you. Who among you were there? You.
Yes, sir.
Your name and your position, please.
No, I'm from District Finance Officer.
Finance Officer, please answer the questions. Were you part of the exit meeting?
Yes, I'm Mr. Chairman. I was part.
So
Yes, Mr.
at that
Chairman,
moment,
I'll
the
start.
auditors- So at that moment, the auditors were closing, and then you still were not able to submit the documents to them.
The documents have been submitted to the auditors.
When?
I can't recall,
So you see,
but it has been submitted.
So you see, the issue is that let's be truthful. You are under oath. Speak the truth. The issue is that auditors have the exit meeting. The management, the issue management later. Even that one is sometimes it's after 2 or 3 weeks before they issue that letter, and it will take you 30 days to respond. So let's look at let's take plus or minus 6 weeks. You are not able to account for the full of 19,000 Ghana cedis. Here we are. When did you submit the document, please?
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, thank you. The vehicle was at Kumasi, and then we could not retrieve the logbook as at the time they came for the auditing. Thank you.
So from Somai to Kumasi, how many kilometers?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know.
You don't know.
Didn't you drive here from Swaman? Didn't you drive here from Swaman?
No, sir.
You didn't. Oh, where did you come from? You didn't. Oh, where did you come from?
Kumawood Robinson. Kumawood Robinson.
Kumawood Robinson. Is that where they?
You asked of where I come from. You asked of where I come from.
No.
Honorable Chair, I am not for the kilometers, I don't know, but I know it's about 4 hours drive.
4 hours. Let's say plus or minus. So 4 hours. Let's say plus or minus even 5 hours drive. So more than 6 weeks. You can't send anybody to Kumasi and take the logbook for the auditors. Is that what you are saying?
We have taken. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have taken it to the auditors, and then they have verified it, sir.
Auditors.
Thank you.
Sir.
Auditors. When did they? I mean, the documents you were able to receive the document. When was that? And how long is it?
That was after we had. Honorable Chair, that was after we had submitted the Auditor General's reports. And we did a follow-up around October 2025. So that was when they presented an updated logbooks to us.
Look, when it comes to fuel, if you don't present it at the time of the audit, and we'll make you pay. We'll make you pay. And if you knew, you will pay out of your own pocket, not from IGF. You would make sure wherever the logbook is, you will bring it. We all know the kululu that you do with this fuel. What was the temperature in your assembly 3 weeks ago? What was the temperature at 12 noon? Can you tell me?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, very hot. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, very hot.
No, the temperature. Very hot or very cold? I didn't say very hot or very cold. Can you tell me that? You see, keep on laughing. You keep on laughing. I will wipe the smile out of your face. You know, when you have to pay 19,000. What I'm trying to get is, you bought fuel. You didn't account for it. 5-6 months ago, how would you know? 5-6 months ago, how would you know what distance you drove that time for you to put in the logbook? You just go and sit somewhere, you doctor the logbook, and then you have some fake receipts, and then you go and give to the auditors. If you are not writing it now, would you remember 6 months later? Are you still at the assembly? Are you still at the assembly? You are still there.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
You are still there. You are the finance person. And you are the finance person. And he was there at the time of the audit. And he was there at the time of the audit, weren't you?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, so why didn't you
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, so why didn't you get them the logbook?
Yeah, Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The law book. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The law book, I got it, and then I thought.
Why? Listen to me. We have several assemblies behind you. Why didn't you get it for them?
Yeah.
You said the car was in Kumasi.
Yeah, the car was at the workshop.
Who is the transport officer? Who is the transport officer?
Honorable Chair, the officer is not with us. The transport officer is not with us currently.
Was it on leave or transfer? Was it on leave or transfer?
Okay, let me make it easier for you. Okay, let me make it easier for you. The recommendation is you have to refund this amount of money from coordinating director and finance officers. So the two of you, wherever you went to manufacture the resource, it won't work for you. You will pay 19,011 Ghana cedis within 30 days. Now let's go to the next one. It's paragraph 643, and it's on abandoned vehicles. And Swaman, what has happened to these two vehicles?
Honorable Chair, the two vehicles are observed to be unfit for purpose. They are absolute. And we are beginning the necessary processes to get it auctioned or bring it to the attention of the General Assembly for consideration for possible auctioning.
This was audit. This is 2024 audit. So since the time of the audit, what have you done about these two vehicles that you say they are what? These are two Nizam patrols. What have you done about it? What have you done about it?
Honorable Chair, estimates on those two vehicles was taken. Estimates on those two vehicles was taken. The assembly was unable but the assembly was unable to get them repaired.
So you said these things are obsolete. So you said these things are obsolete, and you want to get rid of them. What do you do? If you want to get rid of vehicles, what do you do, sir?
You have to go through a necessary process. You have to go through the necessary processes so that it can be auctioned. First,
what are the necessary processes? I want to find out if you know what you are supposed to do, because 10 years to come, these vehicles will be there.
The first thing is do a comprehensive assessment. The first thing is do a comprehensive assessment of them.
Okay.
When that is done, you look at how much you spend on it against.
Who decides on that? Who decides on that?
Who decides?
What's your position again, please? What's your position again, please? What's your position again, please? What is your position? What is your position at the assembly, sir?
No, we want to recommend it for auctioning.
Your position.
My position. I'm
in an assembly currently.
I'm a district coordinating director.
District coordinating director. Walk us through how to get rid of these vehicles.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Are you district account officer? Are you district coordinating director?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Are you? Please proceed and answer. District coordinating director. Please proceed and answer the question.
Honorable Chair, I will form a board of survey to bring a recommendation.
Have you set it up yet? The board of survey.
Honorable Chair,
Yet to do that.
I'm yet to do that, sir.
Yet to do that. How many more months will that take you? I mean, how many more months will that take you? I mean, this audit was done early 2025, June 2025 for 2024. A whole year. So at least a whole year gone. You said these vehicles are not fit for a purpose. They are sitting in your yard. You haven't set up the board yet.
Honorable Chair,
you haven't set up the board yet.
Honorable Chair, immediately I'm going to set it up and I'll begin the process. I assure you.
Or should I make you pay for these vehicles?
Honorable Chair, I ask for your pardon.
You guys already pardoned. You guys already paying 19,000. I could just add it to it. Okay. We'll give you 30 days to set up the. We'll give you 30 days to set up the board, and then. But make sure that you find out what you are supposed to do, and you need to get an auctioneer.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
And you need to get an auctioneer. It shouldn't be an auctioneer who's auctioning it. And it shouldn't be an auctioneer who's auctioning it. You guys take it and auctioneer and sign. Nadwala. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. The one is expired insurance. The one is expired insurance. And Honorable Kinney will take care of that one. Paragraph 647. It's about expired insurance and roadworthiness. You have 3 vehicles. You have 3 vehicles. And you haven't renewed the insurance or roadworthiness. And you haven't renewed the insurance or roadworthiness of those 3 vehicles. What has happened to these vehicles? What has happened to these vehicles?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The cars in questions are part of the cars at the mechanic shop. So the cars are still there. So we were waiting for.
Sir, let me remind you. The auditor said 2 vehicles broken down. Here is 3 vehicles that what you said. Look, what you said. It's not the truth. The vehicles that you have at the shop. The vehicles that you have at the shop. Nissan Patrol GT 9225X. The next one is GM. The next one is GM 5733-12. Swarman. And then the 3
Isn't that
you have it insured. And then the 3 that you have it insured, they are Navara pickup. Navara pickup. Nissan Patrol, but the number is different from. And Nissan Patrol, but the number is different from the one sitting at the shop. And then you have another Nissan pickup, GC 866-18. So,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The 2 vehicles are granted vehicles. The first one. Those are the abandoned ones. They are granted. And then the other one that have other ones with expired insurance. They have taken to the mechanic shop. So the Navara pickup, GV 21-15, that one is BEC car. It has been taken to a shop, and then Nissan Petrol, that one too is there, and then the Nissan pickup. DCD car, that car too is at the mechanic shop.
Is it DC or MC? Is it DC or MC?
Honorable Chair, DCD. Honorable Chair, DCD.
Is it DC? No. Is it DCE here?
That was used by Nissan Petrol. That was used by the former DC.
DC here. They are asking whether DC is here. Where is the DC?
Yes, sir. He's here.
Honorable Chair, I am here, sir.
Are you aware of these vehicles?
I am aware of these vehicles. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I am aware of these vehicles.
5 of them. Now, it's 5 of them that we are talking about. 2 broken down.
Yes, sir.
These 3 don't have insurance.
These 3 are. Yes, sir. These 3 are with the mechanic as we speak. I mean,
the 3 are also at the mechanic.
Yes.
So you have 5 vehicles, 2 broken down, 3 at the mechanic.
Exactly.
Do you have insurance on them, please?
Well, the mechanic is still working on it, and we intend to renew the insurance when he's done.
You see, my question was simple. Do you have insurance on these vehicles now?
Honorable Chair. No, Honorable Chair.
Why not? Why not? And how long have they been in the? And how long have they been in the at the shop?
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Did you guys prepare before coming over here? Did you guys prepare before coming over here? Did you prepare before coming over here? Did you prepare before coming over here?
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, as I mentioned, I took over in January.
What month are we? January.
In January this year.
What month are we in, sir?
But what I can say for sure is that when I came,
What month are we in, sir?
we're in April, sir.
If you were to come here for an interview for pay increase, you would have been able to answer every question. This report is there, it's on the net. You knew what you were coming to answer. You knew what you were coming to answer.
Honorable Chair, if I may respond. Honorable Chair,
yes, sir.
If I may respond.
Yes, sir.
When I took over, those vehicles, I saw that there's an urgent need to work on them. And we have assured the mechanics to ensure that those vehicles are worked on and obeyed. So I assure you that once that is completed, we are going to get the insurance done.
How long is it going to take you to fix
Thank you very much.
How long is it going to take you to fix these vehicles?
Within 1 month. Within 1 month, Honorable Chair.
So within 1 month, all three vehicles. So within 1 month, all three vehicles will be on the road.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair. The Nizam Patrol had body and the Nizam had body. I assure you, within 1 month, it will be on road.
There are 3 cars, only 2 that you have mentioned. There are 3 cars, only 2 that you have mentioned. The remaining one, when will it be on the road?
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, the auditors actually recommended that they should renew the insurance and the roadworthiness certificates without further delay. So once there's an assurance that they are going to repair the vehicles, I think I will recommend that you consider directing that they do that without further delay. They do the renewal.
All right, but here they are. All right, but here they are. They can't even answer the questions. They are confused about it, and it feels like pulling teeth without anesthesia.
Thank you very
Madam.
much. Please. Thank you very much. Please. Do you have a copy of the report in front of you?
Honorable Chair, yes, we do.
You have a copy of
Honorable Chair, yes, we do.
You have a copy of the report in front of you?
Honorable Member. Yes. Honorable Member.
So you know all the infractions that you've been cited for. So what's the next one?
Honorable Chair, yes, we do.
So what's the next one?
Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair, it's on failure to remit tax amounting to 4,568.42.
Okay. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
The next infraction is for Honorable Simon.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you very much, Chair. Since you already know the infraction and you've said it, can you please let us know the status of that as we sit? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. The task has been remitted and the evidence has been sent to auditors.
Auditors, can you please confirm? Auditors, can you please confirm?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm that the tax has been remitted.
That'll be all, Chairman. Thank you. That'll be all, Chairman.
The next infraction is on paragraph. The next infraction is on paragraph 690 on DACF and it's unsupported payments.
audited payments.
And Swaman, yours is from PWDs, you took 14,000. And then DACF, 28,000. Have you supported? No. PWD is not you. Yours is just 2 transactions, DACF, amounting to 28,000. Have you supported these yet?
Honorable Chair, the next three supporting documents were attached and submitted for verification.
When was it submitted for verification?
On the 19th of September 2025.
19th of September 2025. When they did the audit, they gave you some time. Did you support these documents within the 30 days you were given?
Honorable Chair, no. Honorable Chair, no. On that date, on the 7th of September 2025, we're able to submit for verification.
Why didn't you support it within the 30 days?
Honorable Chair, it was due to a problem of misfiling.
So this misfiling, what is that level? Can you provide more information on that for us? Because let me be clear and be truthful to you. Sometimes the assembly, you are not taking the auditors serious. You take it's a business as usual. So when they are looking, you don't care. And then when it comes to the situation hits you, then you are running. What is the issue about misfiling? Can you actually provide better and further particulars for this committee?
Honorable Chair, usually every document that I work with, there are some specific files that those documents have to be put into or filed or kept. But there are instances where that is not done. It might be put at the wrong file or kept at the wrong place. Some of these issues arise as a result of that inaction or those challenges.
Look, very soon I'll be making you guys pay for all these, and they can go and look for the invoices later on. You can go and manufacture them later on, but then you pay out of your pocket. If you knew that you pay out of your pocket, I'm sure you have all the documents ready. Okay. The next one is on paragraph 698. And Honorable Kinney would take care of that one.
Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Swama District Assembly. The infraction I have in hand indicates that a total amount of 27,300 Ghana cedis was paid in November 2024 to support 7 people with disabilities under the apprenticeship program without ensuring that the funds were received by the deserving PWDs in apprenticeship. Engagement with the purported recipients of the apprenticeship support revealed that one of them, an official of the assembly who received an amount of 6,000, did not qualify under the apprenticeship program. The remaining 6 purported beneficiaries, however, denied receipt of 21,300 Ghana cedis alleged to have been paid to them as support. Is it true? Is it true that an official of your assembly who was not on the apprenticeship program did benefit from such an amount?
Honorable Chair, thank you. Honorable Chair, thank you. It's not true. It's not true.
Why is it not true?
Thank you, Honorable
Why is it not true?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honestly, unlisted beneficiaries were selected and approved by my former boss, which is one of the social welfare officers who has been, who has go on, who has now off from the service. He's no more in the service. So he did the selection and approval. So at the time of disbursing the funds, we identify some discrepancies and challenges. So I asked the finance officer to stop paying the beneficiaries, to do more investigation and thorough assessment. So the finance officer stopped paying the amount. So you could see that some of the beneficiaries, they were exclusion and inclusion error. So we stopped paying the further assessment, and we did further assessment and verification. So after the verification, the money was retrieved and refunded into PWD's account. So we did not pay the said amount.
What did you see, or what is the mistake you saw that prompted you to halt the process?
The inclusion and exclusion error. The inclusion and exclusion error. The misallocation of funds. So we wanted to do.
Honorable, please, I want to be clear on something. What do you mean by exclusion error and inclusion error?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Means the right beneficiaries were not receiving the money. So that's prompted us to. That is error. That is inclusion error. And the exclusion are those who are not qualified, but because of one or two reasons, the money is.
But how did their names get onto your books?
That's why. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's why we stopped disbursing the funds.
No, I'm asking how did their names get there?
That one. Inclusion error. That is the inclusion error.
What's your name? What's your position again?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am the head of acting head of social welfare and community development.
So who does the disbursement? So who does the disbursement? How do you get somebody's name on file? And then who does the disbursement after the person's name is on file? What are the processes? Take us through it, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before you disburse funds to persons living with disability, the first thing you have to do the selection. After the selection, you do the needs assessment. The needs assessment, you have to go to the person's homes to identify and make sure that the item or the money they are requesting, are they the right thing? Are they supposed to receive that? Maybe somebody may ask for fish and the person may not have light. So when you go to the person's house, you could see that the thing the person is requesting cannot help. So we have to discuss with him or her so that you could get the right thing for the beneficiary. So after the assessment, then you call the meeting with the fund management. They also sit down and vet the applications. Unfortunately, this list before us, I was not the one who did it. So when we were doing the disbursement, we could see some that's why we saw challenges. So that's why we stopped.
You identify the
So we
inclusion
have
and
to
exclusion
halt,
errors.
yeah, so we have to halt and do thorough investigation and assessment.
What about the 6 orders?
What about the 6 orders
Who were supposed to have benefited but did not get anything at all?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Because we identified the wrong beneficiary. They did not disburse the funds. By virtue that I wanted to visit one of the clients, and in the course of that I had serious motor accident. I could not finish my assessment and the investigation. So I asked the finance officer to retrieve the money and refund to the disability account.
Why? You couldn't complete it. Because you couldn't complete it. You asked the finance officer to retrieve the funds.
As recommended by the auditors.
This is a recommendation from the auditors.
Yeah.
That the funds should be retrieved.
To retrieve and refund to the account.
Auditors, you went for the audit. During the audit, do you realize any inclusion or whatever? And how will you say about that? What will you say about that?
Honorable Chair, the district auditor will react to it.
All right. Thank you. Please, if I may be permitted, I would like to read the issues in the management letter. Yes, a portion of it. So, the Assembly approved the withdrawal and payment of a total amount of 27,300 with check numbers 248 and 250 on 21st November 2024 to support PWD under the apprenticeship program, without ensuring that the funds were received by the deserving PWDs in apprenticeship. A further engagement with the purported recipients of the apprenticeship support revealed that one of them was an official of the Assembly who did not qualify under the apprenticeship support program. The remaining six purported beneficiaries of the remaining amount of 21,300, however, denied receipt of the funds, claimed to have been paid to them as support. Now, when this management letter was issued, we recommended that, as a matter of urgency, steps should be taken to ensure that the intended beneficiaries under the apprenticeship program for persons with a disability receive their support and submit evidence for verification. Now, this is their response. They said that they've taken notice of our recommendation and will comply accordingly. Thank you very much. So, I don't think what you said was true. It wasn't factual. You agreed to refund the money. That's why you responded that you would comply with our recommendation. Thank you.
Has that amount of money been refunded?
Yes.
Honorable Chair.
Yes.
Honorable Chair, yes, it's been refunded.
Do you have any evidence of the refund?
It has been paid and then verified by the auditor.
I'm sorry?
I said the payment was done, the documents have been verified, and then the documents have been verified by the auditors.
Auditors, could you confirm, please?
Yes, Honorable Chair, the amount has been retrieved. Yes, Honorable Chair, the amount has been retrieved, and then we have verified the documents with that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, hello. So I want to find out the staff of the I want to find out the staff of the assembly. Who's
I want to believe. But that error was solved. But I'm told the Honorable MP was able to support him to go for the medical attention.
Okay. So I thought the disability fund was to help the person selected acquire a skill, learn a trade, do something, but not monies for medical care and other things like that. Is that not the situation?
Honorable Chair, it is actually true that such money shouldn't have been earmarked for such payment. To be honest, the officer I'm talking about finds it very difficult to communicate.
No, I'm only asking for my own educational purposes. Okay. That what is the money supposed to be used for? It is for my benefits, so that I can also acquire more knowledge.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We have guidelines for disbursed PWD funds. We have education to support the education. We have health, yeah. So they also benefit from
they also benefit care. From
yeah.
Honorable Chair. Yeah,
yes, please, Auditor.
I wanted to make a correction. You know, I said they retrieved the amount of money. No, so it was not a retrieval. What we saw was a deposit of that sum of amount into the account. As to where they got the money from, we can speak to that.
Hello, Honorable Assembly staff and DC. Respectfully, it is important that we correct anything that we put out here, because we are working with the law. So if the auditor said what they saw was not a retrieval, but rather a payment into the account, that is how they are supposed to describe it. And that is how we expect you to also behave when you come to sit here. You say it as it is. You speak the truth and nothing but the truth. You don't say something and then later when you're asked to provide evidence, you are found wanting and then you go around asking people to come and see us. Respectfully, let's all do the right thing. So if the auditor is being specific about a situation, that's what it's supposed to be. And that is why we audit.
Okay, the next infraction is on paragraph 709, and Honorable Shirley Chair will take care of that one. 709.
Swaman. Okay. Hello. Oh. Thank you, Honorable Chair. So, Swaman, you have payments outside gift mix.
The noise should go down. Look, it's about 4:45. As far as we are staying around here, you have to drive all the way to wherever you came from. So you keep quiet, you help us go through this. Me, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I stay here.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Swaman, you made some payments outside gift mix. You did it manually. You've been asked to make sure that the transactions are made through gift mix to enhance financial reporting of the assemblies. What have you done about this infraction?
Yeah, the system has been regularized and we have submitted it to the auditors for verification. However, this year last year we were able to work out things, and we don't have such an infractions in our books. But that enclave, the network, and then the other distance it is very serious. But right now we have been able to solve it. Yeah,
You've been able to resolve it?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's 181,440. That's a lot of money. So you said you've rectified it and you've given it to the auditors. Auditors, can you please confirm this?
Yes, Honorable Chair, they are now processing on the gift mix. The earlier one, what they did was to pass journal entries, which they have done so. But currently we have not cited them for any same infraction.
That's good to hear. Please, I don't think we would want to see you back here next year with network excuses. We don't want to hear that. I'm sure if you've been able to do this, you can carry on doing the right thing so you don't come back here for the same infraction. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, the next infraction is paragraph 717, payment for contract works not fully executed, 38,463. What has happened to this amount?
Honorable Chair, one of the projects was a one number 4 unit accommodation for nurses at the SDA has been completed, handed over, and is in use.
What about the police district police head office?
The district police headquarters, as we speak, the contractor is on site. It is expected that within 1 month, we are going to commission the project.
What about the GES district office?
Honorable Chair, the phase 2 has been completed, and as we speak, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, they are currently there. And then I've tasked my estate unit to ensure that some offices are located, or some units and departments are located, or they allocate places for some units and departments to make the place useful.
So the place is fully completed.
Auditors, could you confirm, please?
Please, we can confirm that the unexecuted portions have been completed. Thank you.
All right. The next infraction is on paragraph 721. Honorable Dr. Jessel handed that one.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. It has to do with delayed and abandoned projects. And so, we have about 7 or so projects. They are at various levels of completion. The first one is a 3-classroom block office and store. And this was because of financial constraints from the DACF. As you know, these delays have got very negative implications. What accounted for this, and how is the situation? How are you resolving it?
Honorable Chair, some of these projects were initiated by some other government agencies. That's a Coastal Development Authority. And were authorized last year to include some of these projects as legacy projects in our budget. As we speak, some of them have been captured and been completed and is in use.
So the specific ones stated in this report are projects by DACF. It didn't say Coastal Development Authority. Are you able to clarify?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable Chair, please, these projects have been captured in our budget, and we're going to make sure work on them and then complete it and put to use. Thank you, sir.
Are you able to tell us, this was 2024, December. What's the current status? Is it the same answer for all of them, or you have, because yes, last year you executed some legacy projects, you completed some. Are they captured in these, or you don't find these priority for your district?
Honorable Chair, completion of a 3-unit classroom block at Jampokrum currently is being captured as a legacy project in our budget. Then completion of 6-unit classroom block at Adieso, it is currently being worked on. The contractor is on site. Honorable Chair, a 4-number urinal at the Adieso main market has been completed and is being used. The medical equipment at the Adieso Hospital have also been supplied pending the payment of retention to the contractor or the supplier.
When were these medical equipment supplied? Are you able to say?
Honorable Chair, I am told around 2016.
Director, do you have a copy of this report?
Yes, I do.
So if you check it, you'll see that the expected completion date for the supply would have been July 2019. And as of the time of this report, it says the work was 80% executed. And some payments had been made.
Honorable Chair, what I've been told is that the supplies were done, just the payment wasn't complete at the time of the audit.
So where are the equipment?
Honorable Chair, they are in the Adieso Hospital, District Hospital.
In store or in use?
Honorable Chair, they are in use.
Did you bring this to the attention of the auditors? Because they still captured this. Why would that be? If they've been supplied, they are in use, and it's just the payment, the small amount of the payment that is outstanding, why will they capture this service as 80% complete?
Honorable Chair, please, at the time of auditing, it wasn't fully paid, but as we speak, it's paid and it's installed at the hospital and it's in use.
What are you referring to? What exactly are you referring to?
The X-ray machine at the hospital. Yes.
An X-ray machine you are referring to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, how about the other items? We have District Education Office block.
Honorable
It's
Chair,
95% complete.
Honorable Chair, it's been completed. That is one I said. Currently, EPA is currently occupying one of the offices, and the others are to be distributed to the various departments and units.
So where is education? Why are they not occupying it?
They are occupying the ground floor, Honorable Member.
Okay. And the other items? There's a nursing quarters at Adieso.
The contractors are on site. It left with exterior painting, and then construction of the manhole or septic tank. And it is hoped that within 1 month, we'll be able to hand over. Thank you very much.
And the district police headquarters?
The contractor is currently on site. It is expected that within maximum 2 months, we are going to hand over the project.
Are the auditors aware of these developments?
Yes, they are aware. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir.
Honorable DC.
Yeah, aware.
Honorable DC, what do you have to say to this? Have you seen the struggle of your technocrats?
Honorable Chair.
Can I finish?
Honorable Chair, some of those.
Can I finish?
Okay, sorry.
Honorable DC, have you noticed the struggle and non-coordination and struggle in even deciding who is appropriate to respond to specific questions? Have you observed it? Why are you so pretending over this?
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
This is an issue that I also observed. And so, since we inherit assets and liabilities, this has been one of my roles and tasks. And so, as you speak, I've been able to sit my technocrats down and also, discuss with them the need to work in unionism and also, to foster unity amongst us.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Honorable Chair, that'll be all from me, please.
Thank you very much. The next infraction is on paragraph 725. And Honorable Akwesi Kunedo will handle that one.
Chairman, thank you very much. Chairman, this infraction has to do with completed projects that are not being in use at DACF. One is a court building, and the other has to do with the magistrate's bungalow. What is the current status of these two completed projects?
Honorable Chair, when they completed, we did some. My management did some monitoring, and they realized that there was a defect. So after that defect was corrected, the legal judicial service was invited, and they came for monitoring. And when they monitored, they saw that there's a need for a wall to be constructed around the bungalow, magistrate bungalow. This is somebody who is going to prosecute people, and it would be dangerous not to have a wall around. So they insisted that that must be done. So that has been captured in our budget for execution. So we are going to get the wall constructed. I've had discussion with the judicial service again to come. When all these things are done, they verify, then the handing over will be done. The commissioning will be done within the year. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Director, the report says in February of 2025, that was when the completion was done and inspection was made. February 2025, if I may read to you. So from February 2025 to April of 2026, you've not been able to construct a wall around the bungalow of the magistrate. And the property is sitting there for over a year. By the time you construct the wall, you'll be back here to tell us that there is another defect. When was it captured? When was the wall captured in your budget? And in which budget has it been captured?
Honorable Chair, let me add that the projects we are talking about were initiated by CODA. They were initiated by CODA, and then finally later on being captured under our legacy projects.
This is not an answer to the question. The simple matter is, in which budget has it been captured in? Whether initiated by CODA, whether initiated
Honorable Chair, 2026 budget.
So the whole of 2025, you had nothing to do with it. So for the whole of 2025, you were only going around having inspection about the property and the building. So in 2026, and in the whole of the year 2026, we are 4 months now. Today is almost the 20th of April. So in the last 3 months, what have you been doing?
Honorable Chair, I was told that management did not have full information on those projects because the award was done in Accra. and we didn't have all the information. Currently, it is the contractor who has mentioned that an amount of 476,000 has been paid, leaving an amount of 113,000, 513,000. These, I'm going to make our auditor to go to Accra and check from the requisite financial bodies to authenticate that claim. And then we are going to have discussion with him on the payment plan.
Director, what has the payment of the contractor got to do with the answer that you first gave? You initially told us that you've gone to see the property, and one of the defense the judicial service said was to construct a wall around the bungalow of the magistrate. That is a fair deal, so that at least the bungalow could be protected for the magistrate to work. Now you are telling us that you are now going to see the financial institutions or agencies in Accra to ascertain the balance and look at the payment plan before you construct the wall. So it means that it is not that you've even captured. You are now going to see how you'd even ascertain there is a balance and who ought to pay before that be captured. Can you show evidence of the project being captured in your 2026 budget?
Honorable Chair, it's been captured. Honorable Chair.
Do you have a copy of that to prove to us that it's been captured?
Honorable Chair, we don't have a copy here with it.
Director, you see, when we start giving evasive answers and we leave some of these properties to go deteriorating and rotting in our district, these answers doesn't fly. You have a property that has been built for the district, a magistrate court, and a bungalow for them. The bungalow is sitting idle. You are here telling us that you've incorporated that in your budget. Show evidence of that. You are telling us you don't have a copy of your budget to ascertain to us that indeed what you are telling us is the fact. So how do you presume that we should take your answers as truthful? So it means you've not even captured and you have nothing in mind to do about that property.
Please, can I come in? Honorable Chair. Yes, this issue has been taken care of in our 2026 budget. I mean, the construction of the fence wall. But unfortunately, we don't have a hard copy of the budget here. And so we can make the soft copy or the hard copy available to the committee as the committee pleases or wishes. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
MC. DC.
Thank you, Honorable.
The difference between the answer that you are giving and the contribution you are adding to the coordinating director, I mean, is of no relevance. Prove to the committee, that you have this property in mind and is that the wall has been captured. Because at the end of the day, the contractor has left the property in your care for about a year. Should you go there now and you have leakages in the roof, are you going to classify that as a defect that the contractor ought to rectify? And that would increase the amount of money that we need in repairing the property and making it up to use. And you are here telling us, you can't prove to us, and you still want to tell us. Your coordinating director says he's now going to Accra to the appropriate agencies to see the differences in the amount that have already been paid. Chairman, I don't think they are.
Honorable Chair, let me clarify things. My coordinating director addressed a separate issue, which Honorable Chair, my honorable member had issue with him, and so.
DC.
Yeah, so
with respect, I do not have issues with him. I just asked a very simple question.
Yes.
That what are you doing to the property? He said you factored in to wall the property. Show evidence of that. That is not an issue.
Yes, and then I answered, Honorable Chair.
So you cannot say I had an issue with him.
Okay, thank you.
Asking questions is not
I have
an
to
issue.
withdraw. The issue that, okay, my director indicated that infraction has been captured in our 2026 budget, which I am very much certain that I have also come across it in the 2026 budget. And so this year we're going to resolve all those issues surrounding the
So, Honorable
the
DC,
courts.
do you have a soft copy of that budget on your phone?
Yes, sir. I can.
So is it on that soft copy?
Yes, sir.
And that you can present us for us to print if we want. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so say so. You have it in soft, that's all.
Yes.
Director, how much is it going to cost to construct the wall around the bungalow?
Okay, let me.
It's going to cost the district 300,000 Ghana cedis to construct. Yes. And we are going to include the external works. That is the pavement of the yard.
The payment of the yard is included in the 300,000.
Yes, please.
So it's not only about the wall. How big is the property size, the land size?
It's seated on 1.5 plots. And per the nature of the land too, it's sloping nature. So we need to take care of that.
We go. You see, it is obvious to us that you guys did not sit down as a leadership or management team to go over the infractions before you got here. It's very obvious. We've taken so much time, and it's here that you guys are conferring. You Matsi. The next infractions on paragraph 741, and Honorable Shirley Che will take care of that one.
Really? Thank you, Honorable Chair. Swaman, on 24th of October 2024, the former MCE requested and was paid an amount of 8,000 Ghana cedis to convey some items from the Regional Coordinating Council to your office in Dadieso. However, the auditors noted that the relevant documentation, such as receipts, waybill, invoices, were not around, like the distribution list as well, for them to authenticate the use of the items. The recommendation is that you recover the amount in full from the former MCE and also a replacement cost of the unaccounted items. What steps have you taken to recover these?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Truly, the amount has not been recovered from the former DC, but the distribution list and the other relevant documents have been submitted, and then we have forwarded it to the auditors.
Is there a reason why the amount has not been recovered?
Honorable Chair, the items concerned were distributed to the beneficiaries and they are using it. Honorable Chair.
Okay. It still doesn't answer the question. You had the items, but in conveying the items, there should have been a receipt for the transportation of 8,000, right? Or that's not was in question.
No, that was not.
Okay, so the invoice. Let me check with the auditors first, and we'll come back if we need to. Auditors, can you please confirm if the distribution list and others have been provided?
Honorable Chair, the relevant documents, that is a distribution list, the invoices, were subsequently provided to us for verification, which we have done so.
And you're happy with it?
Yeah, I mean, they were not available to us at the time of the audit, so the recommendation was for the amount to be recovered. But subsequent to that, they were able to provide them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Swaman. You failed to deduct some taxes and some of it that you deducted, you did not remit. What has happened to these amounts?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The taxes has been remitted and the necessary documents have been submitted to auditors.
Did you have to pay any penalty?
No, we didn't.
Auditors, could you confirm, please?
On which the taxes have been remitted.
All right. So, Swaman, we are done with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You are discharged.
Thank you.
Now let's call Buedi. Huh? We'll come to you. If Bodhi is not here, is Bodhi here? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Then you guys hurry up and come and sit down. Then I told you we are staying here, but when we call you, it's past 5 o'clock. Please introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Salif Yumoro, District Finance Officer, Bodi District Assembly.
Hold the microphone to your mouth a little bit.
Honorable Chair, my name is Salif Yumoro, District Finance Officer, Bodi District Assembly.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, my name is Hussein Haruna Nkansa, District Coordinating Director, Bodi.
Honorable Chair, my name is Bedu Steven, District Chief Executive, Bodi.
Honorable Chair, I am Isaac Kwekuna Tekise, Internal Auditor, Bodi.
Your first infraction is on paragraph 595, and Honorable Akwesekunedo will handle that.
Chairman, thank you very much. Chairman, this has to do with insufficient revenue collection, same as Draboso, Bia, and Sevilla Contombra. You paid in Essex to the collectors how much they collected. So what are the measures that you put in place to turn around these overpayments in terms of the collections that the collectors do make?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Bodi District Assembly has put pragmatic measures in place. And the first one is that initially the two collectors were using different GCRs, but now we have individual GCRs. Now they are collecting individually, and now they are collecting more. And secondly, we have also put in place other measures such as
Honorable, when you say they are collecting more, what did they collect in 2024 and what did they collect in 2025?
2024, the issue was that they were together. They moved.
What did they collect in 2024 and what did they collect in 2025? Since you say they are collecting more, I just want an idea.
Okay. Let me see. Please, I'm coming. There's it 2024. This is the actual. In 2024, the revenue that was with the IGF was 516,863.70. That was budgeted, and actual was 399,792.231. And in 2025, the budgeted was 756,147.13, and they were able to collect 570,701.17.
So we're not able to achieve your target.
Oh, they've done very well.
Oh, Honorable, is it MC or DC? The director.
Yes, sir.
You are given a target of 556,000. You do 570, and you want to pat yourself on the back. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Honorable Chair.
How did you give the district 756? Because they knew you could raise that amount of money. So if you come back and raise 570, and you think it is funny to say you have done well, we should pat you on your back. No. If you didn't have the strength to raise 756, there's no way they would have given that to you. So go back and do better next time.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Madam Chair, if I may, how many collectors do you have?
Honorable Chair, we have 2 collectors.
Kwame, Isaac, and Grace L. Japan.
Yes, please.
So they are the only 2 collectors that are supposed to collect the total global amount that you gave to us.
Yes, please.
Because as you look into, do you have a copy of the report? Because we are looking at the total remuneration that they gave as 31,000 and 33,000. And the amount of money that they individually collected was 20,000 for Isaac and 4,000 for Chris. So when you give that global figure of over 300,000 over 400,000 and 570 for only the 2 of them, that is why I asked how many collectors do you have in the district? And you still maintain there are 2.
Honorable Chair, we have 2. But sometimes the assembly, the rest of us also assist in the revenue collection.
Let me ask.
Form a task force to do that.
Initially, when you gave your answer, you said they were using different GCRs. You ended up saying that the 2 of them were using one GCR. So which is which? Were they using one GCR?
Initially, Honorable Chair, they were using one GCR for the revenue collection. But now we've been able to help with the motorbikes for each individual to go around to do the collection. And now they've been able to raise a lot from the former collection to now what we see now. The revenue, let me come in please, Honorable Chair. Initially, you were having a lot of these cocoa producing buying companies, but now most of them have folded up, and it's very, very difficult for them to get enough revenue as has been stipulated here. Thank you very much, Honorable.
See, the more you talk, the more you compound the problem. The more you talk, the more you compound. Do you know why? When the question was asked on the 2024, you sought to justify increment in revenue of 2025. Now you're also telling us that you had more cocoa purchasing, PBCs and the rest, and most of them are gone. So how then do you justify there is an increment? And secondly, if they were using one GCR, how were you able to segregate each person's collection from the GCR so that you could have juxtaposed that to the collection that person ought to have made?
Honorable Chair, thank you for the opportunity. Actually, it wasn't one GCR the 2 of them were using. There were 2 GCR.
Wait. Please. You see, I told you, the more you talk and you don't go straight to the answers and be truthful. He just told the committee that they were using one GCR. And it is now that they've separated. So the first question was on why that they were paid more than they received. And he said they were using one GCR.
But now they've given them each an individual GCR and even giving them a motorbike. So I'm trying to contradict the answer that he initially gave that they were using one GCR or...
No, Honorable Chair, what I'm trying to say is the collection, there were 2. So the 2 of them go for the revenue collection. But when they come, the other one, instead of him to go and pay the revenue in his name, he would rather give it to the other person to go and pay on his behalf. So in actual sense, making it as if the GCR is one. That is what my director is saying. But in actual sense, they were using 2 GCRs.
Please, respect. So when they go out,
do they issue the GCR to the individuals they take the money from and come back with the counterfoil of the GCR?
Yes.
How were you accounting for the monies that they bring in respect of the GCR?
Honorable Chair, what I'm trying to say is when they go for the collection, each will collect his money. But then when it comes to the payment, instead of each person go to pay in his name, he would rather give the whole money to one person to go and pay on his behalf. So when I took over, I asked him why that thing, but he told me he was not getting his Ghana card. He lost his Ghana card, so he can't go to the bank to lodge in the money. As a result of that, he has to give to his colleague to be paying.
Internal auditor. So when they come from their collection point,
Yes, please.
they come with the GCR that you give to them to go to the field, right?
Honorable Chair, one person brings the GCR.
You see, you go forward, you come back. Were they giving individual GCRs to go out, or they were not giving GCR at all to go out for the collection?
Honorable Chair, what I'm trying to say, the GCRs were two, but it was one person who was handling the GCR.
So it was one GCR given to two individuals?
Yes, please.
So all the two individuals go together and work at the same place together?
No, they work at different places.
So how was one collecting revenue without GCR?
No, he's collecting money with the GCR, not without GCR. He goes with GCR. But when after the collection, instead of him to go and pay in his name, no, he give it to the other guy to go and pay on his behalf.
You see, when they are going out to collect revenue,
Yes, please.
do you give them GCRs?
Yes, please.
So the GCRs are to given to each an individual, each collector. Each one goes out with one GCR.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So the person goes, take money from you and issue a receipt to you from the GCR that you're giving to that person.
That is right.
So when they come back, how do you assess them? You are not telling us a secondary matter when they go to the bank to pay, right?
Yes, Mr.
So it is not the bank that the auditors would use primarily. They will use the GCRs that you're giving to them, because that is the accounting point. It is not the bank. So if you tell me that one goes to the bank and pay all the monies in that person's name, how were you even assessing the individuals that they go out with GCRs? How were you assessing them?
You mean the revenue collectors?
Yes, please.
Yes. That is why I'm saying the two of them will go to the field to collect the revenue. But when the two of them collect the revenue and finish, the other guy will give his money to one person to go and pay. There were two, but we'll give it to the other person to add up to his money and then pay in.
Let me ask you, do they go to the bank with GCRs to pay at the bank?
No.
So wait. So now we are talking about the individuals moving from the assembly to the revenue points to collect. And the coordinating director told us they were using one GCR. Now you are saying they were using different GCRs, right?
Mr. Chair, what I'm saying is they use different GCRs.
Let's wait. When they come from the market and the business operating areas to the assembly, do you take the GCRs from them and account and compute what they have collected in a day?
Yes, but it was one person who will bring the GCRs. And
He will bring the two GCRs.
Yes, please.
Okay, good. In the two GCRs, there would have been separate recordings in each of the GCRs, right?
That is right.
So that cannot be a point that it comes in one person's name. Because when you give a GCR, you give the serial numbers. You indicate the serial numbers at the office. Don't you do that? From 001 to 0050, most often there are 50 copies in each, right?
Yes, please.
So each person that you give to, you indicate the serial numbers in your internal audit.
The one who went to pay the money.
So one person had two GCRs.
No, one GCR. No, sir. The two of them have separate GCRs.
You've been trying to explain this for I don't know how many times. You see, this shows that you guys did not sit down at your assembly to go over these infractions before coming to sit here. About 523. Yes, please.
Okay, as a finance officer. Okay, So what you're attempting to explain is that both of them will go out with separate or different GCRs, right? And when they come, one person will go and record the collection at the bank. Is that what you say? Bank.
Yeah, one person will go and lodge in the money.
Yes. So what do you do internally to check how much each one collects? This is the bank. I understand the bank bit, because one person will go and lodge the money into your account. So the bank will automatically assume that both collection in the GCR, both GCR are coming from just one person, which is understandable. So what do you do internally to check the collection each of them make?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I have my accountant who normally writes in the cash book, the revenue cash book. So in attempt to write whatever he sees on the bank statement, the name that goes to the bank to make the payment, he will capture that name as if it's the person who collected so much.
Book is that, is it not daily?
Pardon me, sir?
The cash is not daily.
Daily.
And the bank statement will come after some days, right? So internally, how were you checking their collections? And if the accountant was recording all the collections in one person's name, what were you what were you recording in the other person's name? The person was just there doing nothing, and you didn't say anything. You didn't do anything about it.
No, Mr. Chair, it's as if the person is doing nothing, but he's not. He's also collecting revenue. But that he doesn't go to the bank to lodge in the money. So I asked him, Kwame Isaac, Lincoln, what was your problem? He said his problem was that he lost his Ghana card, so he cannot go to the bank and lodge in the money. That's why he gives to Kwame.
I get that point. That is fine. I mean, how were you checking them internally to see how much Kwame Ghana or Kwame Isaac brings and the other person brings?
I look at it inside the GCF because I know their handwriting.
Let me say this. You see, you've made the problem so serious to the point that you give me a GCR as a revenue collector. I go to market and collect the revenue, and I'm the same person who goes to bank to deposit the money. Then I bring the cash book for somebody to record in the cash book, right? So what was the role of the internal auditor or the accountant that enters in the cash book? Isn't that person at the assembly supposed to take the GCRs, compute the amount of money on each counterfoil, and take that money from that person and record? Then subsequently, the assembly does the deposit yourself. Why must the revenue collector be the collector and be the depositor at the same time? Do you think it's proper for internal controls?
Mr. Chair, in our case, what we do is when you go and collect the revenue,
sir,
at the end of the
sir,
collection,
let me stop you right
it.
there. What is the proper way of doing it?
The proper way of doing it is revenue collector has gone to collect the money. When he finishes, he bank it and brings the pay-in slip together with the GCR and then render accounts in the accounts office. But he doesn't bring the fiscal cash to us to go and pay on his behalf. But in this case, most of them will go, when they collect the money, because he doesn't have Ghana card, he gives it to Kwame Isaac to lodge it for him. At times,
okay, let's move on. Let's move away from the Ghana card. Now let's go to the next infraction. It's on paragraph 618. Honorable Shirley Chain.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The auditors noted that the management of, assemblies, some 6 assemblies, including Swaman, is it? No, Bodhi. Okay. That is to do with unaccounted and unsupported payments.
Honorable Member, 618, we are talking about electricity, money that body owes Electricity Corporation. And Bodi, you owe 175,000 Ghana cedis on electricity. What has happened to this amount?
Honorable Chair, that is true. We are owing Ghana Electricity Company an amount of 175,617.47. But we have done our best to pay part of such amount. We have paid 87,681.86. Leaving a balance of 87,935.61. So we are doing our best.
Sir, you like using "we are doing our best." Wait till they cut off your electricity. Yes, please.
So, Chairman, just to alert you, next month you are likely to be taken off the national grid because it is not acceptable. You think that because ECG will allow you to be paying, to be doing your best, so you owe ECG, but you'll be making other expenses. But for your information, next month, May, all assemblies that are owing ECG, including yours, you will be taken off the national grid. So please make sure you pay as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Learn how to use candles. The next infraction is on paragraph 626, and Honorable Enim.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, this infraction has to do with
Thank you very much.
Can you confirm how much has been recovered?
Honorable Chair, 17,000 has been recovered.
I mentioned 26,000 and you said the monies have been recovered. You should have gone ahead to say, oh, portions of the money. But now, let me confirm from auditors before we move on to next. Auditors, can you confirm if an amount has been recovered?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm the 17,000 recovery.
Okay. Bodi, can you let us know what steps you have taken to ensure that you collect the remaining 9,000?
Honorable Chair, we've informed, as we did earlier, these two people have promised that they will pay the rest of the money.
Are they still in the country?
Yes, please. But they are outside the country, please.
They are outside the country. Do you have a payment plan with them?
Yes, we have payment plan with them.
And what does the payment plan state?
They say by the end of this, middle of this year, by June, they will pay the rest.
How did you collect the 17,000?
We informed them, and then they brought their monies to the assembly through their families.
Since you have a payment plan in place, let us understand and also confirm with the auditors what payment agreement you have reached with these two, because from what you are saying, if somebody says I'll pay by the end of the year, it's not definite. We need to have a definite plan as to when they intend to pay the remainder of the monies. That is when you have a plan. But when you say they have promised to pay by the end of the year, that's not a good plan. So please, take steps between today and whenever you are called upon to agree on a payment plan with these people so that we know which month within the year they are going to pay and what portion of it they are bringing to you. Not just accept that they will pay by the end of the year, because you have taken almost a year now to collect 17,000 out of 26. So God knows how long it's going to take for you to take the rest of the money. So please, let's do that and ensure that we are able to collect. And the officers that validated these two, are they still at post?
Yes, please.
So the second part of the recommendation is that these officers be made to pay, which I believe is you, the coordinating director.
Yes, please.
Okay. So then, if we don't get the money by close of the year, just as you have agreed, you would pay, then at least we can close the docket on this.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much.
We can't wait till the end of the year. We are giving you 30 days. Pay the money. You validated them when you knew they were not around. Pay the money. Now, at the same token, look, you have 8 people, casual workers, that you haven't paid. You owe them 43,000. What is the status of this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Currently, we are not owing them any salary arrears. We've paid up to date, up to March, yes, please.
But you waited till it piled up to 43,000. When did you pay them? Auditors, could you confirm if they've paid these people, please?
Mr. Chairman, the current payment was on 6 February 2026.
Auditors, could you confirm?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm an amount of 14,363, leaving a balance of 29,383.20.
Are you the finance officer?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So you've only paid 14,000?
No, as of now, we are not owing any salary arrears. We have paid up to date, up to March.
When did you pay them?
Mr. Chairman, that is why I said the current payment was on 26 March 2026.
26 March 2026.
No, sorry, Mr.
So
Chairman.
last month.
Mr. Chairman, that is a Senate payment, please. It was 6 February 2026.
So 2 months before you came, then you went and paid.
Yes, please.
Why didn't you give that information to the auditors?
Mr. Chairman, I think it's an oversight.
Oversight?
I should have given them the information. I was excited because I don't have that headache on my head again.
You have a security guy that you owed 7,000. And this security guy has to feed himself and his family. You have a driver that you also owed that same amount. When your computers start disappearing, don't ask the security guy where those things are, because you haven't paid him. The next infraction is on paragraph 635, and Honorable Simon will take care of that.
Thank you very much, Chairman. You have 8 casual staff. You have failed to remit their Tier 2 pension contribution. Have you done that? Have you remitted now, or is still outstanding?
Mr. Chairman, we have remitted that.
Why did it take you that long to remit?
As a result of inadequate funds in our accounts.
Has your own Tier 2 pension contribution been remitted? Yours?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And you think you don't have money for your casual staff because there's no money?
Actually, it's paid through IGF, and our IGF wasn't all that normal.
What do you mean by it wasn't all that normal? What does that mean? Was it abnormal? Have you not been spending doing other things apart from the tier 2 pension?
Mr. Chairman, come again.
I'm saying that it's because you don't consider it to be very important to you. Otherwise, I'm sure there've been some current expenditure going on from your IGF. Is that correct?
No, Mr. Chair. At times when we have money in our account and salary is due, we pay that one before any expenses.
If they go on pension, they'll come to your house. Will you have enough to share with them? Thank you. Chairman, I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. The next, please verify from the auditors if they paid.
Auditors, is that correct?
Yes, Honorable Chair, they have paid.
All right. The next infraction is on paragraph 6A6. That's the DACF. And Honorable Ms. Bao will have that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bodi, the DACF guidelines for 2023 clearly prohibit his spending more than 10% of DACF allocation on administrative expenditure. But during the period under review, your assembly spent 21.39% on administrative expenditure. Clearly, an excess of 150,000, 199.56 was spent on administrative expenditure. The auditors recommended that these amounts be refunded from the IGF account to the DACF account. Please, has this been done?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, we were able to refund 53,820.33 pesos.
Please, auditors, can you confirm this amount?
Honorable Chair, we are not aware of this.
Mr. Chair, an amount of 150,000 was supposed to be refunded from the IGF account to the DACF account. The auditees mentioned that they've transferred 50,000 back, but the auditor says otherwise. Please, we are in your hands.
When did you transfer the money? Finance officer, when
Yes.
did you transfer the money?
Mr. Chair, we have transferred the money on the 4th of March, 2026.
March.
Yes, Mr.
That's
Chair.
last month.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And you didn't tell the auditors about it?
In fact, once again,
Gentlemen, I've seen that in your replies, more time you'll be laughing. Why? This is serious issue we are discussing. Serious issue we are discussing. It's not funny. Seriously.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Hey. Okay, the next infraction is on paragraph 694. Honorable Adam Agbana will handle that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this infraction relates to the Assembly misapplying funds meant for persons with disability. They transferred the funds amounting to 135,000 to their IGF account. My first question is that what is the percentage of funds belonging to the assembly that is supposed to go to the persons with disability?
Nobody knows who to talk. Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. As and when they transfer our CF, they transfer DS separately. So we don't use percentage to transfer their portion into their account. It is transferred separate to them.
But you are aware that they receive, among all their allocations, their allocation is not that much. In fact, they have been asking for more. Why did you still transfer theirs to be used for your activities when there are other funds? Why? Is it that you have no sympathy for them, or you have no persons with disability in your district? What really occasioned the use of their funds for your assembly activities?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, there was no any funds at that time, and it was Farmers' Day that we wanted to celebrate. Our IGF, there wasn't anything, common fund dry. So we needed money to also celebrate the Farmers' Day. So we had to borrow, thinking that common fund will come and then we just pay it back to them. And unfortunately, common fund also delayed.
You earlier said that their funds are allocated to the assembly anytime common fund is released. Is that not it?
That is it.
And the funds are supposed to be used for a purpose. What it means is that you spent all the other funds, you left their funds because you did not have need for it. You didn't use it for the purpose for which it was supposed to be spent for. And you left it deliberately, so you use it for Farmers' Day celebration when you know that that is not supposed to be so.
No, Mr. Chair, it wasn't deliberate. You know, they've not drawn their plan to spend their money as at that time.
Who draws the plans to spend their money?
The social welfare.
But the social welfare works under your office.
Yes, please. They have not brought their memo for us to pay them at that time.
Respectfully, don't be happy explaining things. Clearly, it's a misapplication of funds. Clearly, misapplication of funds here. Whether you had funds or you didn't have funds, the funds were specifically meant for people living with disability. Yeah. And then you applied it for something. You are happily explaining it away. I don't think it's right. It's misapplication of funds, and it's an infraction. You think you can come and sit here and joke with us, explain it away, laugh, give explanation, and then that's it. Just listen to what he's saying and answer appropriately.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Madam Chair, they were also asked to refund the 135,000. Has that been done?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
All the amount?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm that as at date, they have transferred the entire amount into the persons with disability account.
Thank you. But moving forward, because the persons living with disability are already grappling with many challenges, and so the little monies that central government allocates for them, use it to implement programs to empower them. Don't leave it at the assembly and use it for activities like Farmers' Day and what have you. Mr. Chair, that will be all for now.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. The next infraction is on paragraph 702. And Honorable Sebastian De will take care of this.
Thank you, Chair. Clearly, Honorable Stephen Bedu, I want your attention. That's why I mentioned your name. You are the DCE, right?
Yes, please.
There's a lot happening in your district, and you need to watch it. I sat down and carefully listened to your district coordinating director justifying you paying one of your revenue collectors over 66,000 for the year, and that person was only able to generate collection of about 40,000 Ghana cedis. I think he was happy to explain that, and here we are. Another infraction that was, I don't think what I said first was anything to be happy about, but he justified it. You are the DC and you need to watch that. We have another serious infraction cited by the auditors, that in 2024, the year under review, an amount of the amount just got vanished from my body. Yes, you saved an amount of 5. Let me get a figure, the correct figure. It just, I wrote it here. Get a figure. Well, that amount that was saved by, yes, I have it here. 25,264 Ghana cedis, 90 pesos, was locked up with Bia Toya Community Bank. The bank became distressed, and the money was actually money for PWDs. It was supposed to implement some project for them. The money was locked up. You wrote a check to withdraw 30,000, and you were able to withdraw only 5,000 of that money. What is the situation now? Because a serious recommendation has been made by the auditors.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As it stands now, all the monies have been retrieved from Biatoya, given to the respective department.
You mean that the entire amount has been withdrawn now,
Yes,
has been retrieved?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Are you still doing business with the bank?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You're still doing business with them?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
What actually became the situation when, because the auditors reported that at the time they were auditing, the bank was distressed. Have they been, do they have liquidity now?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I went to the bank to find out why. What they told me was that they also made some investment with other banks, and those banks collapsed. So their capital also locked up there. And as a result of that, they can also give us the money. So that was the reason why we were able to retrieve the first 5,000. And then they pleaded with us that they will give us a payment plan. So they'll be releasing the money gradually. And that was what they did, and we were able to retrieve everything.
I'll do that. But we want to know, before we verify that, what the project that was intended for the PWDs, has that project been implemented?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now the auditors, can you confirm whether the money has been retrieved from the auditors as the finance officer is claiming?
Yes, Honorable Chair, substantially. Out of the total amount, we can confirm 25,000. So what is left there is about 264 something, but that is quite small. But significantly, they have retrieved the amount from the bank.
So what business are you doing with the bank, with the bank now?
Mr. Chairman, we have our IGF accounts there, and then Agric is also having their. I came to meet those accounts with them already. So because they were able to give us those funds, they pleaded with me if I could maintain the accounts with them. So I told them they should give us time. Actually, the account is with them now, but we are only operating the IGF because it's within Bodi. So those revenue collectors, when they collect from Bodi, then they will go and deposit there. But the Agric and then the PWD, we are not using it again.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
I'm sorry to cut you short. Honorable members, we have 2 regions to go. It's 6 o'clock. So let's try and cut down the number of questions, and let's try and cut them short too on so many answers. 2 regions to go. All right. The next infraction is on paragraph 721. And Honorable Dr. Jassau.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Mine is a short one on abandoned and delayed projects. In Bodi, we have about 5 of them. And the reason stated is lack of funds. And this is from the DACF account. There is one that, oh no, okay. So these are all about 50% or so complete. What is the status of the projects now, those abandoned projects?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. That is true. Bodi, we are having about 6 legacy projects which are supposed to be completed this year. Fortunately for us, we had the common fund. So currently, we are at the various stages, and I hope very soon, latest by June or July, you will finish everything. Thank you.
So they are all captured for this year's legacy projects, is that correct?
Yes, by the exception of Yayaso 6-unit classroom block.
Okay, so last year you didn't capture any of them?
By the exception of the Yayaso 6-unit classroom board, that is not captured.
What is the problem with that one?
It was financial constraints because it didn't capture it in the budget.
Okay, so you intend to capture it subsequently?
Yes,
okay.
Honorable Chair.
All right. That will be all, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much. The next infraction is on paragraph 744, and Honorable Frankie Eboa will take care of that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Body. The service arrangement or agreement you had with Zoom Lion Ghana required that Zoom Lion should supply you with refuse containers and trucks. The auditors in the course of the audit found that 6 refuse containers and a truck had not been supplied. What's your explanation for that? Thank you.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. The truck is still pending. It means we have not received the final one, the last one. And then out of the 6 containers, 3 have been supplied. So we are still left with 3. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Zoom Lion, do you have anything to say?
Honorable Chair, Zoom Lion has provided 6 containers for the delivery of our services in Bodi. We are waiting for Bodi, per the contract, to identify 3 more sites. And once we are notified of those sites, we will supply the 3 additional container sites. We have supplied the 3 additional containers to those sites.
He mentioned, oh, sorry.
And for the truck, we have one that we are using to deliver the service. But we also have additional Zona truck that we also deploy whenever necessary.
DC or coordinating director, do you agree with his answer?
Honorable Chair, no. Because we have areas earmarked for the 3 containers, and still we have not received them. If we receive them today, we may find places for all these containers. So you bring them and let's see where you place them. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Mr. Chair, I think that Zoom Lion may have to sit with Bodi disassembly to iron out the differences so that Bodi people will get what they need in terms of sanitation. Thank you very much.
Honorable Chair, respectfully, Bodi District Assembly owes us close to 300,000 Ghana cedis for 3/4 of our services that we have delivered. 3/4. The fee per day is just over 1,000 Ghana cedis for the delivery of the service for the entire district. 1,000, just a little over 1,000 cedis for the entire district, the service that we deliver there. And for just this amount of a little over 1,000, they owe us over 270 days that they haven't paid us, amounting to close to 300,000 Ghana cedis.
That's right.
Everybody. Aye.
Thank you.
Hey!
these plans break. Sometimes I don't want to let go, but break me.